Hey, it's Heather, and today is a very good day for an adventure in gardening. Homesteading, what is it? Are you a homesteader? Do you want to be a homesteader, or are you happy just being a gardener? Well, it's okay either way, but I'm going to share with you today what homesteading means to me. Homesteading to me means deciding what you're going to farm in or do yourself at home, and what you're going to farm out or let somebody else do for you and you pay them to do it. So, for instance, I have no aspirations of having my own cow and getting up at 3 a.m. to milk a cow every day. But instead, I want to make my friends with the farmer who does this for me, and I want to pay them, and I want to build a relationship with them. Think about the things that you and your family need and use to run your household, and pick one of those things to either tighten the circle and do part of it yourself, or close the circle and do all of it yourself. A really good example of a tighter circle would be I compost and make my own fertilizer. And plus Gandalf here, he helps make fertilizer too. And by the way, you can use rabbit pellets, poops, directly on your plants, and you don't have to let it age. They're like little time-release fertilizer. But composting, I take our food scraps and I mix them with leaves and some lawn clippings, and I make fertilizer. So making fertilizer for your own garden can be as easy as composting. Other things that you can do to just slightly tighten your circle and provide for yourself are things like growing sprouts on your countertops, or buying plants from a local nursery and just growing them and harvesting the food, and maybe even learning how to can your own food. A way of closing the circle completely is to think about from start to finish how to keep something going from year to year, like seed saving. Saving your own seeds from your plants closes the circle by allowing you to keep those seeds for next year's planting them, letting the plant grow, and then letting the plant go to seed, and then save the seeds again. So it's a circle. You've closed your circle and you've provided whatever it is, whether it's peas or lettuce or whatever, where you're guaranteeing that you're going to be able to grow that crop again and again. Now the problem with seed saving is at the time when the plants are going to seed is when I am the busiest. And I remember some years it would be January and I'd be like, oh, the seeds for that lettuce, they're outside still, under the snow. So I have come up with this easy way to save seeds, so I hope this helps. But all I do is, this is what this does not look like the seeds that come in the packet, does it? These are turnip seeds, and this was the branch with the little pods that contain the seeds. And all I do is I cut these branches and I put them in a paper bag, and I keep the paper bag open on the counter until I can finally get to them. So if there's more than one person or family member gardening with you, the best thing to do is to pick one plant. Say, I'm going to grow Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce, and one plant, I'm going to tag it so nobody pulls it up or snaps the flower buds off when they start to form. That is your seed saving plant. You're going to let it grow, and you're going to let it flower, and then you're going to let the seed pods form and let them dry on the plant, and then it's going to rain. So when the seed pods are dried on the plant, you want to make sure that you cut them off and bring them inside so that it's a nice sunny day and they're dry, and you're bringing them in the dry, you're putting them in the bag, and you're leaving it on the counter, and then you can take care of it on a day when you have more time and you're not trying to take care of everything else in the middle of August or September when the garden is really producing a lot. Or maybe you're like me and you just leave them in the bag until today. So I'm going to walk you through, we're going to plant turnips today. and because that's what my calendar says to do. So I'm going to walk you through planting the turnip seeds and how I do it, and we're going to break them open out of the pods. So I have closed the homesteading circle on this particular type of turnip we're going to be planting today. Now, what that means to me is I'm going to have it year after year as long as I remember to collect the seeds. And that allows me to still support the small seed companies and buy a different kind of turnip this year. There's some very noisy rabbits back there. So whether you're buying seeds this year and growing your own plants to save seeds, or you're buying plants from a garden center and then you want to save those seeds, you need to remember that seeds saved from hybrids are going to not produce the same plant or the same seeds that you bought. You want to stick with either heirlooms or open pollinated varieties if you want from year to year to be growing that same plant. A perfect example, one of my favorite tomatoes used to be, I say used to be, the Sweet 100 tomatoes. And they're a hybrid. So when you save the seeds from a Sweet 100, you're going to get the parent plants or their second cousins twice removed. And the choices available to us now for heirloom and open pollinated plants and seeds are just amazing and just as tasty and prolific as the hybrids, in my opinion. All right, you're about to see some really dirty hands here. So here is this is my little seed pod. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually, there they are. There's the little seeds coming out. Those are the turnip seeds. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take and put these in a paper bag, and I'm going to shake it vigorously and release more seeds at one time than just opening one pod. And then I'm going to put 3 seeds in each one of these little cells, because I learned last year from Charles Dowding, he calls them modules. And it's amazing. So I do it with radish and beets and turnips, and you plant 3 seeds in each module, in each cell. And then you plant them together in the garden, and so you've got 3 things growing next to each other. And when you harvest, you just pull one away and let the other 2 fill in and grow, and they kind of just, they don't stunt their growth. It's amazing. They just kind of grow together, and you can harvest them as you go along. So I'm going to plant this tray up. Now this is not a necessary piece of equipment when it comes to seed starting, but it can be helpful when you have a lot of seed to get going and you're doing it all the time, seemingly. These turnip seeds, by the way, I am going to be sending them in the mail to my little cousins, Asher and Annalise. If you're watching, guys, this is what you're going to do with them when you get them. It's important for those gardeners out there that are more seasoned, that we help the new gardeners along, share some seeds, share some knowledge. So how did I do? Did I get just 3 in each cell? I have absolutely no idea. I don't have my glasses on, but soon they'll germinate and I'll know, and if I have more than 3, I'll do what's called pricking them out, which means that if there are 5 in one of the little cells, I'll take 2 away and I'll plant them someplace else. So now I'm just gonna tuck these little babies in, sing them a little lullaby, put them on a heat mat with a plastic top on them, and soon they'll wake up. Give them one final spray on the top of the soil that I just sifted on the top. And I should mention that the day that they start to pop through the soil is the day they go outside. They're either going to go in the cool greenhouse, or I will put them with a plastic top fixed to them up against the foundation of the house. Otherwise, they're going to stretch, and honestly, there's no saving them once they've done that. So they come through the soil and they're going outside. The key to success with homesteading or with gardening in general is baby steps. Pick one thing at a time. Learn about it, read about it, watch YouTube videos about it. Get that down. Master that before you move on to the next thing instead of doing 20 different things at one time. So I would love to hear about some things that you do already that you consider homesteading, or maybe some things that you're going to start right now, right today, or maybe later this summer. I'd love to know how I can help. Leave any questions below, and please subscribe so we can stay in touch. And remember, every day is an adventure.